I think we finally have the internet situation figured out. I thought we had figured it out, guys. I thought we had figured it out. So we are here until Thursday, so I will get it figured out. Okay, I will get it figured out before we leave here so that we know how it works. Anyway, maybe if we just turn off the Wi-Fi and we try to do it the other way, maybe it'll work better. I don't know. Anyways, as you guys hop on, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. We are camping still until Thursday. So we thought we were going home on Wednesday. Come to find out, we paid through Thursday, so we will be here until then. So I just thought I would come on and say hello, everybody. We've just been soaking up all the sun and soaking up. Do you see how red this is? It's super red. My sunburn has turned into kind of a tan now. Kind of a tan. I would show you my legs, but they're really bad. Anyways, as you guys hop on, say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. I wanted to, I tried to go live earlier and it just does not like me here. So I think I have to wait until like everybody's kind of off their phones and then that kind of seems to work. I don't know. Anyways, so we have, been camping since Wednesday, and we will be here until Thursday. Dude, that is super high. Anyway, so a couple things I've noticed, and let me know in the comments, like, what were your first few questions that you really were looking for answers when you first started keto? Like, what was, or maybe you still have questions. Maybe you still have questions now and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should ask this question. I spent a ton of time in keto groups today answering questions and I'm like, wow, people are just really confused. So I would love to know what kind of questions do you guys have? What kinds of things were you struggling with in the very beginning? And then maybe somebody, maybe even me, answered your question and you're like, oh, now it makes sense. One of the questions that I got in a couple of different keto groups today was about the urine test strips. So the urine test strips only work when you first start keto. And honestly, they really just tell you if you're dehydrated. That's really what it's telling you. I really don't, I don't see the value in it. And then once you've been keto for any length of time, once you've gotten fat adapted, those urine strips aren't going to do anything anyway. They're not going to tell you you're in ketosis at all. So if you are adamant about wanting to know and having clear and concise, yes, I'm in ketosis, no, I'm not in ketosis kind of numbers, I would highly suggest getting a thing called the Keto Mojo. It's a finger pricker blood tester. So that's definitely something that you'll want to get if that knowing that you're in ketosis is what you need. Do that. Don't get the urine strips. Don't waste your money on it. Number two, the question that I saw a lot was how many carbs should you be eating every day if you're trying to stay ketogenic? You want to try and stay between 20 and 25 net carbs every single day. Now, net carbs is where you take the total carb minus the dietary fiber minus the sugar, alcohol, and that's your net carb. Some people don't like to do net carbs. They like to do total carbs. If you're doing total carbs, I think the number you're trying to shoot for is closer to 50. But if you're trying to be strict about it, then obviously lower that number. Another question was, what kind of fiber are you looking for in the ketogenic diet? If you're constipated, people here at the campsite are probably like, what is this girl doing? If you're having issues going, number 2, the thing that you definitely want to keep in mind is how much water are you drinking? How many sugars are you eating? So just because they're keto approved sugars does not necessarily mean they're going to be great for you. So if you are using a lot of products with the keto sugars, even with stevia or erythritol or monk fruit or anything like that, you might need to start lessening those. Like some of the keto bars, you'll look at them and they'll have like 10 or 12 sugar alcohols in them. If you're starting to your weight is at a stall or you've stopped losing, that would be one of the first things I would cut out. I would increase my water intake, I would increase my electrolyte intake, and I would reduce the number of sugar alcohols that I was consuming, whether that be in processed bars or like maybe in your keto yogurts or, you know, stuff like that. I would start taking that kind of stuff out. The other thing is, I'm seeing a lot of people drop their Carb Manager or their Senza or their MyFitnessPal numbers in groups and saying, is this keto? Here's the problem with that. You can drop your graphs and say, is this keto? And as long as I see something that says less than 20 to 25 grams of net carbs every day, in a way, yeah, that's keto. But as women especially, and as we get older, we need to really, really, really stay focused on our protein. If we're not getting enough protein in our diet, if we're just so consumed about the carbohydrate that we're eating, and we max out on our carbs and our fats, and then we don't get enough protein in, maybe we have like 50 grams of protein instead of 100 grams of protein, we're focusing on the wrong micronutrient, excuse me. And so we want to focus on that protein, make sure you're eating good quality meats, make sure I said this in another keto group today, one of the ladies had asked about heavy whipping cream, and one of the things that you super have to be careful about with keto is a lot of people are like, oh, it's all meat and cheese. It's not the Atkins diet, guys. That's not what it's about. So if you are at a standstill, or you have you're seeing a plateau, or you're not feeling really great, or you're not having a ton of energy, definitely double check those dairy products that you are using, meat and cheese, or excuse me, cheeses and heavy whipping creams especially. Heavy whipping cream, if you see that carrageenan, I can never say it right, but I think it's carrageenan. If it's got that in it, that's a highly inflammatory thing. So if you are, say you're making bulletproof coffee or something like that in the morning, and that's, you know, to keep you satiated through until lunch or dinner, double check the heavy whipping cream, see if it does have that carrageenan in it. If it does, you probably want to toss it. The other thing is, people are like, oh yeah, I just put heavy whipping cream in my coffee. And that's great, but a lot of people don't measure it and they just go zhoop. And 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream, depending on the brand, normally is about 1 carb. So if you're putting in 1/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream into your coffee every morning, you're not just taking 1 or 2 carbs. You're probably having like 6 carbs, 8 carbs, 10 carbs, just by heavy whipping cream in your coffee every morning, where you're thinking, oh, it's a bulletproof coffee, it's going to give me tons of healthy fats. But in reality, it's adding a ton of extra carbs. And if it's got carrageenan in it, then it's adding that inflammation factor as well. So just keep that in mind. Those are all things that you want to think about and be cognizant of. But if you guys have other questions, or you're like, gosh, I wish I knew this. I've just been seeing a lot of frustration in the keto groups and the keto world right now. And people just want answers, and I'm totally okay with that. I will help as much as I possibly can. So I would love to know, what were your questions, or what are your questions, so that I can help answer them and make it crystal clear for you. And yeah, just be of service to you. So anyways, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hopping on. If you are one of my customers, Christmas in July is going to end in about an hour. What time is it? Did you do your secret thing? You've got about an hour left of Christmas in July. So if you have not grabbed your 25% off discount, now is the, oh, she saw you. She just gave you hearts. If you have not already picked up your 25% off coupon, you have about an hour left. So definitely do that. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you're like, I want to save 25%, just get in my inbox. We have an hour left to snag you some. Shonda. Anyways, other than that, guys, we're just hanging out, camping, and, you know, we'll be here until Thursday, apparently. So anyways, I love and appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.